God's plan is for my life, and challenge myself to live it out for a week. I've always been curious about this concept, and I believe it's essential in guiding us through life's journey. God's plan is like a map that helps us navigate through the ups and downs, and it's what gives our lives meaning and purpose. Many of us have been there, feeling lost and uncertain about our lives. We question our purpose and direction, and it can be overwhelming. We might feel like we're just going through the motions, without any clear sense of where we're headed. This feeling of uncertainty can be frustrating, and it's common to wonder if we're making the right decisions. We might look around at others and think they have it all figured out, but the truth is, everyone struggles with this at some point. It's a natural part of life, and it's okay to not have all the answers. We just need to be patient and trust that everything will work out. Our lives are a journey, and it's the ups and downs that make it worth living. Many people struggle to understand their purpose and direction in life, feeling lost and uncertain about the path they're on. Life is full of unexpected twists and turns, and it's easy to get caught up in the idea that we need to have it all figured out. We compare ourselves to others, feeling like we're not measuring up, and this can lead to feelings of inadequacy and confusion. Our minds are constantly racing with questions like, what am I supposed to be doing with my life? And, is this really God's plan for me? We search for answers, seeking guidance from those around us, but the truth is, everyone's journey is unique, and what works for one person may not work for another. We must learn to quiet the noise and listen to our own hearts, seeking guidance from within. The Bible is full of stories of individuals who have discovered their unique paths and God's intentions for them. People like Joseph, who was sold into slavery but eventually became a leader in Egypt, and Esther, who rose from obscurity to become a queen, all have one thing in common. They trusted in God's plan and followed their hearts. Their stories serve as a reminder that God's plan is not always easy to understand, but it's always worth trusting in. We can learn from their experiences, applying the lessons they learned to our own lives, and trusting that God has a plan to prosper us, not to harm us. By studying their stories and applying the principles they learned, we can gain a deeper understanding of God's plan for our own lives.
As we navigate through life, we start to realize that our struggles are not unique. Many people have been in our shoes before, and they've come out the other side.
We can learn from their experiences and gain valuable insights. The Bible is full of stories about people who were trying to figure out God's plan for their lives. Some of them were successful, while others faced significant challenges. But one thing is clear: God was always with them, guiding them and directing them. We can apply these same principles to our own lives, and trust that God is working everything out for our good. The Bible tells us that God has a plan to prosper us, not to harm us. It's a plan to give us hope and a future. But how do we tap into this plan? How do we discover what God has in store for us? It's not always easy, but it starts with seeking God and listening to our hearts. We need to be still and quiet, and allow God to speak to us. This is where prayer comes in. It's our way of communicating with God, and it's essential in understanding His plan for our lives. Understanding God's plan often involves listening to our hearts and being open to unexpected opportunities. It's about being receptive to God's voice and trusting that He knows what's best for us. This can be challenging, especially when we're faced with difficult decisions. But if we trust in God's sovereignty, we can have confidence that He's working everything out for our good. We just need to be faithful and obedient, and trust that God will guide us every step of the way. His plan is unique for each of us, and it's what makes life so exciting. We never know what's around the corner, but we can trust that God is always with us. As we seek to understand God's plan for our lives, we need to remember that it's a journey, not a destination. It's a process of discovery, and it takes time. We need to be patient and trust that God is working everything out for our good. His plan is not always easy to understand, but it's always worth it. In the end, it's what gives our lives meaning and purpose, and it's what brings us joy and fulfillment. In conclusion, God's plan is unique for everyone, and it's what makes life so exciting. It's a journey of discovery, and it takes time. But if we trust in God's sovereignty and seek to understand His plan, we can have confidence that He's working everything out for our good.
If you've ever wondered what God's plan is for your life, I'd love to hear about it in the comments below. Share your thoughts and experiences, and let's continue the conversation. And if you're interested in learning more about this topic, be sure to check out my other video on discovering your purpose and passion.